Hello, all you beautiful Taurans, and welcome to your October monthly reading. And we're going to start off here by pulling a card from the Wisdom of the Tao, little oracle deck here. And this is just going to represent what the Creator wants you to know overall about what's going on in your October. So the energies, or just what information they want you to know. So here. All right, Creator, so for our Tauruses, what do you want them to know about this October? It's like the overall theme, overall energies, or just what they want you to know. There you go. And you received release. I love these cards. Beautiful imagery. This is the release. This says, release what no longer serves you. Free yourself from connections to negative influence. You are honorable and courageous. So cut those cords in order to forge new relationships or opportunities. So really can't add more to that, right? You're really identifying those things that no longer serve you. I mean, it happens a lot of times when you reach this point in your life where you have this fork in the road where you've going to head off into new directions. I mean, I kind of always see like this picture of like you needed rock climbing equipment to get up this cliff, and then once you get to the top of the cliff, you see that it's just thousands of miles of flat land that just goes on forever and ever, and you're not going to need that climbing equipment anymore. So that's the stuff that you let out, and then you bring in like maybe a four-wheeler or something, a Jeep, a cross-country Jeep, something that is more for you in the next part of your journey. So in letting things go, you actually make room for the new to come in. And so that's what I really feel is coming up for you in October with this card. And then what I do, or at least what I've done up to this point in my monthly readings, is I take a tarot deck and I split out the major arcana from the four suits of the minor arcana. And the major arcana acts a lot like this card here, where it's what the Creator wants you to know about the overall, energy for the month. And then each of the four minor arcana will represent four different parts of your being, four different parts of your life. And we'll get into those in just a moment. All right, there we go. All right, Creator, what else do you want our Taurans to know about the month of October? Okay. And you got the Magician. This is a beautiful card because the Magician, of course, is the man, the master manifester. You have your magic wand that you reach to the heavens, and you can see here's the infinity symbol, which represents your connection to the divine, to the infinite, to your higher self. And so you're really still at this beautiful place of channeling in that beautiful love energy and that focus from your higher self. And you're bringing that into action, into the physical realm. And then, of course, you have your pentacles and you have your wands and your swords and your cups, which are the four suits that we're about to look over too. And that shows you that you have everything you need to create and manifest your true desires of your heart. And so with this card coming in with this one, I really feel that during October, you're identifying what it is truly you want to do. You've tried a lot of things. You've tried a lot of paths, trying to find out what it is that you want to do with your life, like what you want to do, what makes your heart sing. And so you've tried a lot of things that you're like, okay, that was fun, but it hasn't gotten me, where I want to go. And so you're in this place now of kind of this transitional, like I mentioned, this fork in the road where you're like, okay, what do I want to do? I've got different ways and different, avenues that I can travel. And this connection to your higher self, to your higher realms, is going to give you that beautiful higher viewpoint. And so as you're letting go of the old thoughts and beliefs about what path you should follow, are supposed to follow, or need to, have to, It's really opened you up to these new possibilities where you can manifest whatever you focus your energy in on is what you're going to accomplish. You don't have to take the, all these successes that need to happen. It's like, I kind of have this feeling like let's say you want to be a writer, and you're like, well, I don't know if I could, make a living on that, and blah, 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 all those, doubts and things that come in. But I heard, somewhere it's like, if you write, then you're a writer. Now you want to, make it a career, and you want to make it the way that you make a living, and that's all that you do. That comes later, right? Really, this is about finding your passions and investing in what your dream is. A lot of times our ego will attach the outcome of, decades later. I want that now. And it's like, you know what? Start writing now. Then you learn about the process of getting your words out of you onto paper, and then you learn about publishing and editing and copywriting and the blah 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 and publishing, all the other stuff that is not the creative piece, right? That's the details of how to get your works out into the world. But sharing your heart and getting it on paper and editing and re-editing and working out all that is like the journey. So I love this just passionate new way of looking at things. Obviously you got this big eyeball here, which is reminding me, of course, of the all-seeing eye, which allows you, which is your higher self, and also brings in this energy of the Akashic records, which those are like the books of where your life is already written, where there's all these beautiful events and experiences that you wanted to experience when you came down here. It's already recorded as if it's already happened, because it's outside of space and time. So all the choices that you made about when you're coming down and when you're leaving this game that we're playing, and all the levels and experiences you wanted to accomplish during it, all that's already all written. But we aren't privy to all of that, because how boring would it be if you already read your entire life story and then you're just living it, right? So we disconnect from that knowledge of all that, and so that we can live life as if it's unfolding for the first time, which is an interesting perspective. But let's dig in a little deeper here, and we're going to start off by looking at the Suit of Wands, which is normally your drive, your spark, your passions, but also because it's the fire element, for this reading it's going to represent your spiritual adventure. So this will be what the Creator wants you to know about your spiritual adventure during the month of October. All right, Creator, so for Arcturians, what do you want them to know about their spiritual journey for October? Okay. And you got the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands is a lot about recognition, recognizing what you have done, and realize that you are recognized by the higher spiritual realm. Because this is in your spirit area, there's a big message here to let you know that you are seen by the other side. You are not, this secret character, or you're not, because there's trillions and trillions and trillions of souls, you're not lost in that crowd, that each and every single one of us is known by the other side in our own specific, unique way, and that you do not go unnoticed, that every piece of your life, you've got a crowd, a large, large crowd of beings of unconditional love and light that surround you, that are always there supporting you, cheering you on, giving you love. And there's like a chant of, we love you, we love you, we love you. And there's this all this beautiful energy of love that's always surrounding you. We just don't recognize it as easily when we're in our, kind of enmeshed in our human side of who we are. When we haven't connected to our higher self yet, like in this magician, because the fear noise of this planet is so loud. If we stay in that, that's all we can hear. It's like being in a hard rock club with the volume turned at the very highest, and someone's like mouthing something to you, and you're like, what? And you can't hear anything, So it's about getting connected to this higher place, stepping outside of the noise. And when you focus your energy on unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace, that raises your love vibration up to the vibration and the frequency at which spirit talks and communicates. And so that's when you can hear clear messages and you can hear all that. But this message is about, yes, you are seen, you are, you can even see all the little stars around it. You're a rock star, Speaking of, hard rock music in a club, right? They do see you as this beautiful, perfect being, and you're never alone. You're always supported. And like I talked about before about, all those experiences that we want to experience and go through, those are the beings that are helping all that unfold for us. And that all that life that's unfolding, we chose before we came down here. And they're they're assisting us in having all of that unfold how we wanted it to. So I'm going to leave that one at that. There's always a lot more about how our lives and our fates and our free will all intermingle, but we'll leave that for here now, because we're going to look at these chakra cards and just see what else the Creator wants you to know about your spiritual adventure in the month of October. Okay, Creator, what else for our Taurians? Okay, right off the bat. And you've got inspiration, number 11. So you got number 1 there, and then you got 1 here, and look at that beautiful picture. Yeah, definitely, like we talked about, the fire is about your, the spark, and so this is your spirit side of you is bringing in this beautiful inspiration. You're feeling, just like there's these new, you have like this new spark for new things, like we talked about in here. You're in a fork in a road, and you're like, as you're letting these other things go and releasing the old, with that newness that's coming in, you just have this new ignited passion, and that's what this inspiration feels like. And this is your sacral chakra, which is the orange one, the second chakra. And it says, you've called this card into your awareness today because it's time to get inspired. Find your passion and share it with the world. Inspiration is constantly flowing through you and around you at all times, and it's inviting you to align with and connect to its powerful and creative energy. What inspires you and makes your soul shine? It's time to surround yourself with inspiring people, books, experiences, and anything that infuses you with inspiration. Have you been feeling bored and stale, like we were talking about, right? What do you love to do that brings you creative inspiration? Whatever it is that fills you with energy, it's now time to bring it into your world. When you're driven by inspiration, it brings motivation, joy, and happiness into your being. This wave of energy will bring forth amazing positivity to your world, allowing you to feel content and with a sense of purpose in your life. When you're inspired and living in this vibration, those around you benefit as this state of being is truly infectious, and you start to also inspire others. And the affirmation for this card is, inspiration is constantly flowing through me at all times, and I am inspired. So definitely, like we were talking about before, because of these other things that you've been experiencing before that haven't quite fulfilled you. They have left you feeling stale and bored, like it talks about. And so this new energy that's coming in, this new awareness, and also this awareness that you have a purpose and you came here on purpose, is really the source of inspiration. Next, we move into the Pentacles, which is the physical world. It's earth energy, earth element. And this represents all the things going on in your physical world. So all the stuff going on outside of your body, including your body, your physical body, but outside of it. So the characters that are in the play that you're in, all the props, everything that's going out there, circumstances, jobs, finances, all that kind of stuff. This is what the Creator wants you to know about what's going on with your physical world in the month of October. So Creator, what do you want our Taurans to know about what's going on in their world? Okay. And you've got, oh wow, so that the Ten of Pentacles. So this is about all the abundance that you could ever want. So definitely a sign that you're going to be feeling fulfilled and grateful. That you're going to feel successful. So this is going to be, coming a lot of things. This is a general reading, so it depends on, what you're searching for. But I feel like, this lack of feeling fulfilled in things you already have in your life, that as you connect to your higher, I call it your calling, your purpose, your soul purpose, what you really want to impart into the world, how you want to share that unconditional love in your heart in your own unique way with the world, that when you start to do that, that's what brings in this beautiful, full feeling where you finally are feeling like not so empty. You're feeling, like you said, inspired with a purpose. And so that just comes out and you're starting to see the impact. You're starting to see how you could, impact others, how you have impacted others, and how you want to impact others in the world. So getting clarification about making physical plans in the physical world as your inspiration unfolds in October. You're starting to put together, how you want to go about that. So I was going to pull some cards here from this Native Spirit Oracle, just to see what else the Creator wants you to know about the physical world, your physical adventure during the month of October. And this can also be questioning your definition of abundance. What does success mean to you, right? All right, Creator, what else do you want Taurans to know about their physical world, their physical adventure? Yep, and so you got gathering your tribe. Beautiful card. And of course, so that, makes sense that you're actually gathering your resources, you're gathering your supporters, you're gathering like birds of a feather flock together. You're joining you're either joining a community or you're creating this community around this vision of what you want to have, how you want to share the love with the world. And so, excuse me, a lot of times our dreams and how we want to do things are, because Spirit is working and across this entire world over the billions of souls that are currently on this planet, that we're not normally like the one unique way that we're going to show it is for our region or our area. But with the beautiful abilities of the internet now, we're able to connect with people on the other side of the world that have that same sort of passion. It may not be the exact same, but this community that you can grow or become a part of allows you to not have to recreate things from the ground up. And sometimes just joining a group, you were an intricate part of the next phase that they want to move to. And with you joining it just with all of you together, you can move in a direction as well. So again, a lot of different messages around community for you. And for some of you, it's not going to be individuals. It's going to be resources that you're finding that help you on the path. For this, it says, you are loved and you are lovable. You deserve love. Support in all forms is flowing to you. You can relax. There is so much love around you. Communicate from your heart. Share your truth. You are safe. Diminish your time with those who do not empower you or believe in you. So that is also the message, right? That those that are not supporting you, this is about letting them go so you can make room for those who do. And I also feel like because of this love message, it's really your posse on the other side of support. All those, your guardian angels and spirit guides and your loved ones who were in this life with you and are back on the other side, your ancestors, unicorns, fairies, elephants, horses, whatever on the other side of beings of unconditional love and light, they are your tribe as well, and you're a part of that tribe. And that's what I love when they're saying you're never alone and you have support in all forms flowing to you. And then the native spirit of this card wants you to know that if the Gathering Your Tribe card chooses you, this means that sustenance in all forms is flowing into your life, which is this really the 10 of Pentacles. Your people are those who resonate with you. And your people can include animals, plants, minerals, and trees, as well as people. Be willing to ask for what you want in life. This is the time to put your needs before the needs of others. Your tribe is waiting to support and nurture you as you nurture yourself. Sometimes your friends are more your family than blood relatives. So find your people and cherish them, because your vibe attracts your tribe. And these cards come with a journey. So if you so choose to, you can do this in October. It says, spend time with friends and family members who see the best in you. Don't spend time with the dream stompers. Take classes, share meals, take time to find your people. You will live longer and be happier. So great. I love that message there for you. And then we're going to move on here to the swords, which is the element of air. And so that is our mind, our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our attitudes. And so this is going to represent your mental adventure during the month of October. All right, Creator. What else do you want Taurans to know about their mental adventure during October? Okay. Then you got Movement of Swords. And Movement of Swords is normally like Knight of Swords in the other, in regular tarot, but they call it Movement in this one. And what I love is that he's carrying the Ace of Swords, which is what you use, swords, these are all your thoughts, your beliefs, your expectations, all those things from the past. And that Ace of Swords is what you use to release those things that no longer serve you, releasing those beliefs and those mindsets and those attitudes that no longer serve you. Again, there's things that you believed at the time that gave you the experiences that you wanted at the time. And now is a new time to experience new things. And so those other things don't serve you any longer. So as you remove those, like we talked about, you're removing those out of your life, it allows you to be open-minded and have these new ways of thinking come in to your life, which transform your life in a beautiful way. Because we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. So however we're looking at ourselves on the inside, that's how we're seeing the world. So if I'm in chaos inside of me, I see chaos in the world. If I'm in a moment of unconditional love and peace, oh, look at the beautiful world full of unconditional love and peace. You see the world totally differently as your beliefs and your thoughts happen. And don't beat yourself up about old experiences that you're like, oh, if I would have just known then what I know now, then my life would be totally different. Yeah, but that's not the life you wanted. When you believed what you did at that time, you had no choice to act other than you did until your beliefs and your thoughts change, until your heart changes, and then your actions change, your choices change, your life changes, right? We're also going to pull some cards here from the numerology deck, and we're just going to see what else the Creator would like you to know about your mental adventure. This is good. This is, movement is showing that you're not being stubborn in your thoughts and going, no, I'm going to keep believing what I always believe and do what I always did and get what I always got. But you are so ready to move beyond that. That's why the movement is happening, because you never do anything you don't want to do, right? At least not for very long. If you try like quitting smoking for someone else, how long does that last before you're cheating, and smoking when they're not around, making sure you're having chewing gum and mouthwash so that you think they don't smell it and they smell it on your clothes. You're like, oops. But when you do something for you, you have all the power and you make the change. But if it's not for you, you don't. All right, Creator, what else for our Taurians here? Okay. Pride. I love that. And that's a 19 breaks down to a 10, which breaks down to a 1, which is endings and new beginnings. So this is a beautiful, it's like this double message. You're letting go of this ego pride, which is that it's like this defensive, protective kind of feel, like I have to, do all these things in order to be lovable and acceptable. So you really defend it and you really try hard. And, it's like boom, 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 boom. And there's stress and there's fear and there's manipulation and there's all this stuff, and it's boasting about yourself. It's all this external, trying to convince everyone else that you're lovable. Where, when this was all about, we love you, we love you, we love you, this realm is unconditional love. And so this new pride that comes in, and it is purple, which is the color of the crown chakra. It's this inner knowing, this inner pride, this inner feeling and awareness of who you really are, right? And so that just flows out from your heart outward. Because and then people see it and they feel it, and it's different, right? And so this is a change, and this is perfect that this is in the mindsets, because that's where this mindset changes from a external pride, trying to get people to be proud of you, changing and switching to this inner pride, and you don't care about what other people think of you, because you're proud of the life you're living and the choices you're making and the person you're being, and it's not reflective or needed on the outside, because you do have all this tribe that supports you unconditionally, both in the spirit realm and then not as many thousands that you have on the other side. Here on this earth, you have a handful here, but you have thousands of support on the other side, if not more. So this card indicates the need to swallow your pride to improve your current situation and your quality of life. By admitting when you're wrong and choosing to see another's point of view, whether this person is right or wrong, you raise your vibration, which brings you closer to your dreams. The bottom line is, if you want to create a happy, harmonious life, you must let go of your need to be right or in control, which is the old ways, right? To overpower, belittle, or punish another goes against the nature of your soul and takes you out of alignment. Yet, when you have the courage to own up to your mistakes, you align yourself with Source. Admitting when you're wrong builds character, inner strength, and self-esteem. It opens the door for resolution and creates better relationships with others. Stubbornness and pride get you nowhere, but humility and compromise bring you closer to the realization of your dreams. Rather than go it alone because you're too stubborn to back down, you must cooperate with others. When you swallow your pride, you can make your dreams come true. And the affirmation for this is, I admit my mistakes and improve my quality of life. And there's this message about mistakes, and mistakes only happen in our ego and our human kind of experience. Mistakes really don't happen. And I know that's like a what? But that person didn't do what they were supposed to do, so that's a mistake. And it's like, well, all these rules of supposed to, should, need to, have to, that's the conditional world of fear. That's our human ego trying to define things. That's our, like the emperor in the major arcana, trying to control and keep people doing what they feel you're supposed to do. Or like the Hierophant, which is about our spirituality, trying to make you have your spiritual life the way they think you're supposed to. That's the human side trying to control. And then that's where good and bad and where judgment happens, because a mistake is a judgment that something wasn't what it was supposed to be. But when we go back to talking about how your life unfolds and that you chose when you're going to be born, when you're going to be leaving here, and all these experiences that you want to experience as you're going through, we came here to experience the opposites of what we are, to more fully understand who we are. So we're these beings of unconditional love. We came here to experience conditional love. We're beings of joy. We came here to experience what it feels like to feel sad, that opposite. And so when we say that was wrong, and it's like, well, once you connect to that Akashic record that we talked about, where you can see how your thread fit into the entire tapestry of all the world, then you understand that every single moment was happening for us, and it was perfect because we learned so much and we experienced in that moment. And so, we put this term mistake on things that happen in our life when it doesn't meet up to what our ego thought it should happen. It's like, that's what negativity is. When something doesn't unfold with what our ego wants, that's negative. But for someone else, that's what they wanted, so that was positive, And so when we understand that there are no mistakes, that every moment we learn and we experience, and that's what we came here for, then that allows you to not need to defend anything in your life. Because when you have this inner pride and this inner knowing, then you get to think and believe and experience what you want in your laboratory, right? You're this mad scientist having this amazing laboratory experience in your life. You know what you want to experience. You know what experiments you're having. And if you go over into another mad professor's laboratory or their life, and you're like, oh, you're not doing that right, let me do this. So, you just blew up their experiment, and that's not what they wanted. They maybe were wanting to experience the failure of these experiences, not the successes. And you're like, I need to make you do what I think you should do. Whoa, how prideful of us to think that we know what everyone else needs and wants and what's best for everyone's life. We turn back to us, and that is the life that we can choose. That's the life we control. Because outside of us, we feel out of control, trying to herd all these cats out here, which is impossible. And when we return to us and return to our life and our heart, then we understand what it is we can truly control, which is in each of these moments of our life, no matter what is unfolding, we have our free will, our power of choice, and we're the ones that determine what everything means for us, right? We are going to get a boatload of opinions from the outside world saying, well, this is what that should mean to you, or this is what this needs to mean to you, but we don't have to take on the world's opinion. We don't have to go with the popular emotion around a situation or the popular opinion around a situation. We get to decide that for us. And then lastly, we're going to move into the cups, which is the water element, and this represents our emotions. So this is going to be what the Creator wants you to know about your emotional adventure during the month of October. Okay, and they want that one already. So they want you to know this right away. Well, there you go. 10 of Pentacles, and you have the 10 of Cups, which this is about just feeling overjoyed and full of beautiful emotion, which that's what this journey brings. When you attach to that higher realm and you find this passion and you feel all this loving support from the other side, that is how you feel. You feel like your life is literally filling up with love and overflowing out to the world. And so you're bringing, like it mentioned, you're bringing your truth in these messages, not your small t truths of your ego, but use capital T truths of your soul out into the world. Truths of unconditional love, not small t truths of control and fear, but these capital T truths of abundant, eternal, everlasting, unconditional love. And you're just sharing that in a way that just makes yourself shine. I mean, you're literally, sparkling, and people are attracted to that, like how beautiful that is. And so that love that's flowing out of you through your emotions is a beautiful, amazing sight to behold. And then lastly, we're going to pull a card here from the Soul's Journey cards. And this is going to represent also what the Creator wants you to know about your emotional journey, but it's also going to be the last card for this reading. And so anything else the Creator wants you to know about your October as we close out this reading. All right, Creator, what's your final message for this reading for Arcturians? Make it really obvious for us. There we go. You got perseverance. Beautiful. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Pretty much what we were talking about, right? And I love that this is purple again, crown chakra. Green is your heart chakra. Heart is perfect for the emotions here too. So whatever you set your intentions and your will towards, this inspiration that you're having, you can have this confidence that, like the magician, you have this ability, you have everything you need. You just have to persevere and go through, like you might have naysayers, you might have detours, and it may not go this exact line how you want it to go, but it's going to be the perfect journey going there. You're going to see the things you need to see and experience the things you need to experience as you go to each one. And it's funny, I open this up to pride. Pride. So I'm going to read this one too, because I feel urged to also read perseverance, because pride says, I love myself and I see myself in everyone. You need to take time and honor and acknowledge who you are and what your soul has accomplished with your life thus far. You should look at your past soul choices and be mindful of how through your positive actions, compassion, and understanding, you've made a better life for yourself and others. How have you changed the world in some little way? How have you shared insights with others? Reflect on what you have mastered. You should never underappreciate or underestimate yourself or your accomplishments. Now is the time for you to remember how brave you have been throughout your journey. It says, celebration is required. Humans tend to spend too much of their energy and time on negative emotions or what they have not done. And this card signifies that you should take rightful ownership of who you are and how you have shared your unique light with the world. It may also be a perfect time for you to look around and acknowledge those other souls who have also accomplished many great things and who need to be reminded of them. So beautiful. I'm glad that all unfolded as it did here, because that's perfect additional messages for this pride card, which is not of this deck. So this says, as a soul, you are on a mission in this physical dimension. You are the only one who knows the correct path to take. Your intuition, your connection to spirit, is your compass. You have the power to stay the course, and you are stronger and more determined than you might first think. In order to experience many successes in life, you must mature and realize the strength within yourself and the quality of inner courage. Life doesn't just happen. We must make it happen, right? With your magician here. It is natural for us in this human school to shy away from what we believe to be difficult because we concern ourselves with how others will perceive us. We're afraid of failure, ridicule, or coming up short. And now is the time to make the proper changes and take the risks and do the things you never thought you could before. Your soul must learn to become aware of its inner strength. Live the joyfulness your soul yearns for and engage in activities you have always wanted to try, but were afraid you'd fail at it. Your soul would not yearn for something that you couldn't accomplish. You have the strength and the fortitude to be capable of greatness. And there you have it. That's so perfect for everything that we talked about here. You definitely are entering this period where you're leaving things behind, identifying your soul purpose and what you want to do with your life. You're feeling this connection. It really has this connection, definitely about connecting to the higher realms, the higher source, creator, spirit, that whole posse we talked about. Identifying that support both in the earthly realm as well as the heavenly realm, transforming this, like the fears of failure, and that's where pride is driving you in a less productive way, and transforming it into this inner pride, which brings you this beautiful, beautiful energy. And like it said, you, with all the energy and your abilities, your soul wouldn't have you be attracted, it wouldn't inspire you to the things that you want to do if it wasn't for you. So just know as you're going throughout this October that each and every second of every day you are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things. And I love you too. You have an amazing October, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you soon. You take care now.